Okay. What screen recorder do you use? Debut video capture. Yes. Yes. Yesterday, well, no, not yesterday, the day before, we talked about perfect square roots. Yes. And we discovered that perfect square roots can exist in many ways, right? Yes. One way we can have a perfect square you can have the actual number. The square root of x gives me a whole number. And we had lots of examples of that, yeah? Somebody give me a couple of examples of perfect squares that are nice whole numbers. Right. Square root of 25 would equal 5. Perfect. 9 and 3. We got a bunch. We memorized, or we should have memorized, how many? Up to 20. It's in your best interest to know up to 20. Will I ever test you on that? No. No. Why? But it's a suggestion. Why will I never test you on that? Because this is Math 9, not Memorization 9. Some of you have better memories than others. Therefore, you might score better on a test on memorization. But this class is not memorization. So that was the one kind of perfect square we had. Then there was this kind of perfect square. The square root of a fraction. And that was getting square root x over square root y, which we just did, didn't we? 225 over 100. The square root of that ended up being 15 over 10. Yeah? And then the third way we could do a fraction was decimals, which is, of course, the same as 169 over 100, which is, of course, 13 over 10, which is, of course, 1.3. All that was the stuff I showed you 2 days ago and the stuff you figured out with the TOC yesterday when I asked you to finish your notes. Yeah? Yeah. So everyone's cool with perfect squares, right? Good pixie stick? I have no idea. How messy are you?
My banana exploded in my bag.
Oh, great. Your banana exploded in your bag?
It happened yesterday, too. I've never taken a banana before.
Okay.
This banana on my arm.
Okay. Now.
Attaboy, Sam. Let's go. Work it, Sam. Let's pay attention. I know, man.
Okay. Perfect squares are all rational numbers. Meaning, when you take a square root, the answer is also rational. So it is either a whole number, a fraction, or a decimal that repeats or ends. Cool? Okay. Well, now we need to talk about non-perfect squares. All right? And these are the ones that don't end up rational. Okay? If the square root of x is not a whole number, it is not a fraction, and it is not a repeating decimal, then you have what is called an irrational number. Now, we talked about them a little bit on Tuesday because I made the joke about square roots of negatives, imaginary numbers, get real, be real, or get real, be rational, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Irrational numbers are all of these squares that aren't perfect. Okay? So, if you hit them on your calculator, it fills up the whole screen. For most of it. Everybody cool with that? All right. Now let's think about this for a second. Let's remember. In reality, there are way more non-perfect squares than perfect squares. Right? Mm-hmm. Technically, everything goes to infinity, so it's always infinity, but right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So, here's how we work it out. Down here, are these square roots or perfect squares? These guys are the roots. Because every single number is a root, isn't it?
Yes.
Because you can always multiply it by itself. Yes?
Yes.
So let's fill in the squares.
1, 4, 9, 16,
25, 36, 49, 49, 41, 100.
And the only reason I'm stopping at 10 is for room. Right? Okay. So now we get to this situation. Let's pretend I'm doing a math problem. A very complicated math problem. What does Myers always say to do before we start on our very estimate? Absolutely right. So if in that very complicated math problem you have to have a square root somewhere, estimating is a good thing to be able to do. Jack? Okay.
My estimate's 7.
All right.
About 7.
Okay. So Jack has estimated 7 for the square root of 68.5. Now, in teacher school, they tell you to be very careful when a kid has the guts to give out an answer. Because if it's wrong and you say that it's wrong, it can really hurt the kid's feelings and he may never say an answer in class again. Now, I've known Jack for a little while. Jack has never not talked in my class. So I'm going to risk giving Jack the right answer to his guess of 7. Jack, that is wrong. Okay? Now, Jack hopefully will say, man, I really appreciate Mr. Myers not trying to sugarcoat it. Mr. Myers is like, he shoots me straight and that's what counts. That's what I hope Jack is saying. I hope he is not over there crying inside.
He is on your notes.
All right. Here is how we deal with it. I am going to take a small section of the number line I just wrote up top. Square roots go on the bottom. Squares go on the top. 8, 9, 64, 81. Right?
Yeah.
Because the square root of 64 is 8 and the square root of 81 is 9, yes? Okay. So, by that logic, where must the square root of 68.5 live?
Between 8 and 9.
Between 8 and 9. Everybody understand?
Yeah.
Now, if we were in regular Math 9, I would stop right there. And I would say, okay, you guys, it's between 8 and 9. Everybody's cool with that? However, we are not in regular Math 9. We are in pre-diploma Math 9. So I like to take things a little bit further. The middle step. Is 68.5 closer to 64 or 81?
81. No, it's 81. Going with 80. 81. It has to be 8 points. Oh, yeah.
I'll try this again. Leighton, is 68.5 closer to 64 or 81?
I think it's on 64.
That's correct. It is closer to 64. So therefore, the square root of 68.5, since 68.5 is closer to 64, the square root must be closer to 8. Is everybody with me on that? So that's kind of where it would go for kids that are in regular Math 9, but kind of get it. Picking up what I'm putting down? But again, you guys are beyond that. So I'm going to go one step further than that. And I'm going to redraw this. We are going to say 64, 8, 81, 9. Now, how far is that? No.
Oh, it's like
17. Agreed? Okay. So from 64 to 81, the square root of 64 to the square root of 81 has 17 steps. Does everybody understand?
Yes.
Now, we are going to 68.5, yeah? Which is how many steps past 64? Jack, 4.5 steps. So we are going 8 and 4.5 steps out of how many? 17. Which we then estimate as 8 and 5 out of 17, which is almost a third, yes? Yeah. So we are going to say 8 and almost a third, 8.25. Would we be happy with that? Yeah. Then, just to prove that we are smart cookies, who doesn't? Crazy people. So do I. Raisins are an evil perpetrated upon us by the parents of the world who are trying to make your cookies slightly nutritious. Nothing I hate more than picking myself up a nice looking cookie with dark spots in it and thinking that they are chocolate chips and biting in and getting oatmeal raisin.
Ew.
I like the bagels are okay.
Hey, you're allowed to have that opinion, Amsham. Even if it's wrong.
My dad says the same thing.
If you had a bunch of grapes that had been in your fridge so long they turned into raisins, you would throw them away. And yet, if we keep them at the warehouse until they turn into raisins, we will pay very good money for them.
Why is that?
I don't know. 8.27. Pretty darn close, yes? Now, what level? Grade 9? Grade 9 that knows a little bit? Or grade 9 pre-diploma? Do you think your notes are at?
Grade 9 pre-diploma.
Grade 9.
Oh.
So these guys right here, when it appears, if it appears,
Here.
these are grade 9.
Oh.
Okay? This is the bare minimum that I expect from a kid in the 9th grade to be able to do this. All right? So we would fill this in. 13.5 is between what and what? 9 and 16. So that means the square root must be between the square root of 9 and square root of 16, which means it must be between 3 and 4. Is 13.5 closer to 9 or 16?
16.
Closer to 16 than 9, so the root must be closer to 4 than 3. Right? So the root is between 3 and 4 and closer to 4. Does everybody understand?
Yeah.
That gets you my C+.
What will that be on the...
If that's all you could do, In pre-diploma 9, I will give you a C+ on that question. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Excellent. What do I want from you guys? I expect you guys to be able to explain that 9 to 16 is 7 steps. I expect you to be able to say that 13.5 is 4.5 steps past 3. I expect you to say that is 3 5/7. And I expect you to be able to give me that as a fairly good estimate. That's pretty close to 8ths, yes?
Yeah.
5/7 is pretty close to 5/8, yeah?
Yeah.
An 1/8 is 12, right? 0.12 times 5 is 60. So I expect you to get that pretty close to 3.6.
How did you get? Oh, no.
Check it. Square root 13.5, 3.67. Are you all picking up what it is I am putting down?
Yeah. We are dogs picking up what you are dogs putting down. Put the thing down.
Everybody cool?
Yeah.
Okay. Now remember, if you only get this part, you're fine. You're getting through grade 9, no problem. As we go further, we expect you to be able to do this. Okay? Everybody good? So let's try to do the second one.
Wait, Mr. Myers.
Yeah.
They glue the crown thing on your hat too. Or did you just put that on yourself?
It came with the hat.
Oh, it came with.
It appears to be pretty permanently attached.
They thought maybe they want to look cool.
No, because whatever hat I put on is automatically cool because it's on me.
I know, because the.
Okay? I could put on a big peacock feather hat and it would be still be like, it's a rad hat.
You should ride your bike on it.
So, let's try this one. 51.5 is between what and what?
49 and 64.
So its root must be between the root of 49 and 64, which makes it
7 and 8.
7 and 8. Now, is 51.5 closer to 49 or 64?
49.
It's closer to 49 than 64, so that means its root must be closer to 7 than 8. So it's between 7 and 8, and it's closer to 7. Can everybody do the basic bottom of the barrel figuring out of an estimate of a square root?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes. Sir.
Excellent. Now, how would I make this prettier? I know that 49 to 64 is how many steps? 15 steps. And I have gone 51.5, 2.5 steps past 15, yes?
Yes.
So that, we're going to round up to 3/15, which is what? 1/5. A fifth is 0.2, so this must be 7.2. Does everyone get it? Double check. Square root 51.5, 7.17. Okay. Is everybody with me? Excellent. Let us move along, cabbages. It's a joke. Okay. I did say cabbages. Oh. All right. Now, fractions that aren't a perfect square root. No, that's why my head's tipped back. If I tip my head normally, I can't see anything but pink. Just like you can't see my eyes right now. You have no idea if I'm looking at you, Amshaman, or maybe I'm looking at Jesna.
He's looking at someone over here.
I'm looking at Jesna.
Yes, you are.
Now I'm looking through a hole in the hat right at Amshaman. Now I'm looking through a hole in the hat right at Blake, who's got something in front of his face, but it's not him that's putting it there, it's Justin.
Oh. Magic.
Yes, Jack?
You like cowboy movies?
By cowboy movies, do you mean westerns?
Yes.
Yes, some.
How about the good, the bad, and
Of course, I'm going to see Magnificent Seven, and then I'm going to compare it to the original Magnificent Seven, which had the greatest cast ever, including my personal favorite actor of all time, Steve McQueen.
Who's that? Is that Lightning McQueen?
No.
He's a star.
Okay.
Wait.
So,
What's your favorite movie of all time?
you cannot ask that question
Oh, action
because you
movie.
cannot compare comedies to dramas to thrillers to spy movies. They're not the same. You
What's your
cannot
favorite
do it.
Action movie.
My favorite action movie? Probably.
Oh, what a rom-com.
Maybe The Transporter?
What's it? What?
Transporter?
Never heard of that. Transformer?
Transporter.
What was it? What's your favorite comedy?
Now, do you consider The Matrix an action movie? Or do you consider it sci-fi?
Oh. Or is it sci-fi and?
Huh?
It's an action sci-fi.
Or is it the best post-apocalyptic science fiction Western that's also a biblical epic? Because really, The Matrix is just the Bible.
What?
The one who comes and saves humanity
Oh.
from the overall crushing effect of the machines, which is, of course, the Roman Empire. And that one is, of course, sacrificed and then rises up after he is killed to lead.
Isn't the actor Keanu Reeves?
Yes, Keanu Reeves is killed in The Matrix and then comes back to life.
My mom is a And what's your favorite comedy movie?
Okay, we're going to end this right now because the best movie ever, without all shadow of doubt, is The Princess Bride.
Yes!
Because it has everything. Just like the grandpa says when he's describing the book to Fred Savage. It's got sports and romance and everything.
I would sci-fi. Mine's grown-ups. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, so then you're not very intelligent, and that's okay. Okay.
Is the Prince of Red the one where the girl's dad died and then the mom gets the house and where they're like the...
That's Cinderella.
No! Stop it! You just sound like a doofus. No! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop!
That's Viper, no.
Stop it! Stop.
It actually kind of is like Cinderella.
Now, so,
It's the movie about Buttercup and...
what does this really mean? Square root of 3 over the square root of 10. Is this rational? No. That is an irrational number. This is also an irrational number. So how will we estimate that square root? I'll give you a hint. We've already been doing it in the previous page. Sam. I wouldn't turn the 3 into a 2 because 2 does not have a square root.
Oh.
Excellent. I would make 3/10 is approximately 4/9. Right? Then you get the square root of 4/9 to be 2/3. Picking up what it is that I am putting down.
Yes.
Excellent. Now, of course, you are all well aware, since you are in pre-diploma math, I assume you are in pre-diploma English, you would never write picking up what I am putting down. Because, of course, that is ending a sentence with a preposition. And you would never, ever do that. Okay? Everybody understand? In your formal writing, you would never dangle a preposition. It's always a bad idea to dangle your prepositions.
Why is that?
Because you get in trouble for dangling prepositions.
That's pretty good.
It's a joke. Dangling prepositions.
Oh.
Down.
But you also shouldn't do it. So instead of saying picking up what I'm putting down, you should say, are you picking up that which down I am putting?
No. Are you picking up? No, are you putting down what I am picking up?
No, up is a preposition. You can't end with that.
Are you putting up what I...
Are you picking up that which I have...
Put down.
No, because that ends in a preposition. See, I said it right the first time, and now I'm all messed up because you guys didn't listen. Are you picking up that which down I have put?
Sandwich.
That's
Did
proper.
I have to... It sounds
No.
Like, it sounds like,
Okay, so here we go. 23 is close to what?
you always louder and put
25. 80 is close to what? 81. 25 over 81, which is 5 over 9. So it's approximately 5/9. Gouda? Great. What's 8 close to? 9. What's 17 close to? So it's pretty close to 9/16. So it's 9 over 16, which is 3 over 4. Picking up that which...
I have down put.
Picking up that which I have down, or that which I have...
Down.
Damn it!
Picking up.
You don't
I
talk
don't
about
go
this stuff,
set my feet to the ground.
Mr. Myers, did you know that Mr. Como just walked by?
Did he?
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Como wouldn't want me dangling prepositions in my speech any more than anybody else would.
No, all we could just...
I doubt it. And if he did, he would say, that Mr. Myers, he's really covering all parts of the curriculum, isn't he?
Really?
Well, of course I am. I've just given you a lesson in English, have I not?
All right.
My name is Nico Montoya.
You've killed my father. Prepare to die. Now, guys,
Princess Bride?
this is the reverse of what we just did. Okay? Identify a decimal. A decimal. How many decimals exist? So that must mean there's an infinite answer to this question. It has a square root between 5 and 6. So the roots are between 5 and 6. So there is 5, there is 6. Those are the roots. So what are the squares? 25 and 36. So to answer this question, I need a number anywhere in there.
27.
Yep. 27, 27.1, 28.375, 32.197.
35.143697248.
The point is that there are endless choices. Now, here's where we have to get technical. Is 24.999 right? No, because that's not 25. Is 25.000001 right?
Yes.
Yes, because it's above 25. Okay? Is 25 right?
No, because it's supposed to be.
No, between 5 and 6, and the square root of 25 is exactly 5. Are you picking up what I am putting down? I'm going to dangle my preposition because I don't care. Okay?
Mr. Myers, how does that song go again? Can you sing it?
No, you can Google it.
I don't know what it's called.
Between 7 and 8. 7 squared? 8 squared? So any decimal between 49 and 64.
Yeah.
You can choose any one you want. 50? No problem. On a calculator, square root of 50 is about 7.05.
50.
Is that between 7 and 8?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, 50 is one correct answer. Everybody got it?
Yes.
51 would work. Because 51 is between 49 and 64. Would 64 work?
No.
No.
That is supposed to be in between.
Got it?
Got it.
Now, you may be saying to yourself, Myers, what is the point of this? The whole point of this exercise is that you recognize the nature of numbers. Okay?
Okay.
And the last one you can already do in your sleep.
Do you understand what it is that I know?
Oh.
Come on.
Oops.
Are you picking up? What is that? What is that?
That's tomorrow's work. All right. 11 and 12, you guys should be able to fill that in. It should take about 30 seconds. Not even. Go. 29, 28, 27.
26, 25, 24, 23, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Done.
Yay!
Is everybody Gouda?
Great.
Now, you should have a very bit of blank space to the right here.
Yes, I do.
You got it, dude.
All right. Now, I want to cover a bit of work with you. Is there a square root of 144? What is it?
12.
Wonderful. Is there a square root of 1.44?
Yes.
What is it? 1.2. Cool? Everyone agrees? Yeah? Sure? You betcha?
Yes. Yeah.
What do you think, then, the square root of 14.4 is?
1.02. No, 7. No, wait. No.
Say it louder, Leighton.
An irrational number.
That is irrational. How can it be irrational when it uses the same digits? The decimal changes it. This is the square root of 14 and 4/10, yes?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Right? 14 has no square root, 4/10 has no square root. Do you see what I am saying?
Yes.
All right. So now I'm going to go one further and see if you can pick up what I am putting down.
Okay.
Square root of 9. 3. Excellent. Square root of 0.9.
0.
Oh, wait,
Irrational.
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 Square root of 0.09.
Point. Yeah, the
0.3. Square root of 0.009.
irrational.
Say it louder, Leighton.
Irrational.
Square root of 0.0009.
It's 0.03.
0.03.
It's a pattern.
What is the pattern, Leighton?
When you have like like for example, the 0.0009, it has even number of digits.
Even decimal places have the possibility of being a rational square root. Odd decimal places do not. Everybody understand?
Yes.
Because, of course, what is this really? 9/10. No square root of 10. What's this really? 9/100. Square root of 100. What's this really? 9,000. No square root of 1,000. 9/10,000. Square Square root of 10,000 is 100.
Yes.
Cool?
Considering what you down putting.
All right, everybody good?
Yes.
Okay. Quiz Monday on everything to do with square roots. Perfects, not perfects, rationals, irrationals. Oui, oui.
Oui, oui.
Well, then go to the bathroom.
I used Jim Friends for you. This sounds more
I
Christmas.
know, but why?
No!
Why did they say you need to go to the washroom?
Because
C'est vrai? Oui, oui, et yes? No!
We know.
Je ne comprends pas.
Tu parlais français, là.
Un peu.
Okay.
We means yes.
We.
Je sais. Je sais.
What? I am.
I know. I'm being sarcastic.
No, I know that.
I speak un peu de français. Je parle dans les temps présents. Je parlais, non, je ne sais pas les temps autres.
You want peanuts on your burger with Oprah?
Okay. Je sais imparfait. Je sais passé composé. Oui, oui. Je sais futur proche. Oui, oui. Je sais conditionnel. Yeah. Je sais plus que parfait. Yeah, you wait till you get to plus que parfait, my friend. Je sais futur simple. Futur simple. Mon accent est... Mais ma vocabulaire est très bon. Mais ma grammaire est... mais j'écris français. Je lis le français. Hein? Oui?
No, but
Wait.
why did you say, when you said we go to the washroom then?
Because we.
We actually.
Like the thing that comes out of you.
Like we. I mean, you don't have to do it now.